Hi, I'm Danny Louise Smith, and you're joined today again by returning guest Leah Palmer because she's the amazing headline sponsor for my book launch in November. And I had to bring her back because she's got so much value to give, but also because Leah is now hosting co-working sessions, and we wanted to actually talk about the power of co-working. But just as a reminder, if you've not listened to Leah's previous episode, Leah, would you like to introduce yourself and what it is that you do?
Okay, yeah, my name's Leah Palmer. I'm an author. I wrote The Princess Who Wanted to Play Hide and Seek, little plug there. And I run my own business page, Leah Palmer Author.
Yeah, so I love it. You just do obviously so aligned because me launching the book and you're a writer. You've got a few books out now, and now you're expanding and you're doing more than just writing. But writing actually features in part of your co-workings, isn't it, for you? So for those of the people that are listening that have not heard of it, do you want to tell them what co-working is and why you actually started doing it?
Okay, yeah, so co-working is just basically bringing like other businesses or workers like yourself together and working for say an hour. Well, we run the session for an hour, but like after we've done our little natter at the start, we end up working for like 45 to 50 minutes depending on how long we natter for. And it's just like I'm a writer, so mine's called the writing hour co-working session. But you don't have to be a writer or participate in writing to be in it. It's just a chance for you to come there and just basically focus on something that you've got on your to-do list and work on. So like I've got someone who runs a traveling business and comes and focuses on stuff that she needs to do for her traveling business. I've got a website designer who comes in and does stuff, for her website designs. Um, I have got a couple of writers that come in and do their writing. But yeah, it's all different parts of businesses that come in and do stuff and just tick off stuff on their list. And they spend those 45 to 50 minutes just, you know, focusing instead of like being on their own and probably procrastinating, and delaying what they should be doing. It just gives us all a chance to focus on the work that we need to be doing, really.
You've hit the nail on the head there because I found myself like if I have a task to do, maybe something I don't necessarily enjoy or I want to do, but I need to get it done, I'll sit there like picking my phone up and answering like client messages and stuff when there's a space and time for it, or going off and do it, and I will distract myself. But if like I'm on camera and I've said that I'm going to do the thing, I feel like I have to do it. So I don't touch my phone and I stick with it. And this is how co-working benefits me. You run your sessions online, don't you?
Yeah, via Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, so they're nice and easy and accessible. I know people have them in person, people have them online, and I guess they kind of work in a different way. I struggle with in-person ones because I end up just chatting and not getting any work done. And so there just needs to be boundary setting. But online I find quite useful because I've got just literally the camera there. We can, like you say, exchange pleasantries at the beginning, like, hi, how are you? Catch up. And then we get focused into work. And it does work so well. What benefits have you found particularly from doing the online co-working for yourself and for those that join you as well?
Um, I set this one up because I found that because I do a few others myself, and I found that because I have multiple things going on, not just my writing, but other things that I do as well. I found that, as I said, I wouldn't procrastinate so much. So these would make me focus. These would bring me focused and make me focus on the things that I was doing. So I set it up because I was like, right, I'm more focused when I'm doing these co-working sessions. So I set it up and I brought these people in. And I know that one time when I had one of my clients or one of the people that just joined up, she's not a client, said that she was doing it. She was like, I got distracted by my phone, and she goes, and then I like looked up. She goes, and I saw your faces and went, oh yeah, I'm in a co-working session. Put the phone down and got straight on with what she was supposed to be doing. And so yeah, like as you said, you can get slightly distracted, but then when she looked at the screen, she realized it. She remembered she was in this co-working session and just got straight back to what she was doing. And she said at the end that she got so much done in just those 50 minutes. It was really unreal. And she's like, I think this week was the only one she missed, and that's because she's on holiday. So she's been there like every week. But I've managed, like, especially in my co-working sessions, because I do a magazine article, I do a blog, and I do my foundations with you, that now I find each co-working session, because I do mine and I go to two others, I've now scheduled out each working session, what I'm going to do that session, and I do that, and it frees up my time then. I can focus on, like, when I was writing for my collaboration book, that my other time could then be used for that collaboration book. Now I'm not doing that. It can be used for focusing on my short story book. And so it freed up my time because I had those co-working sessions for those three other Pacific films. And that's what I was doing in those co-working sessions.
I think
So
that's really
made
good.
me organize my time.
I remember you telling me about this in one of our, I think it was one of the foundation sessions actually, and you were saying how you started doing this and it's working really, really well because it gives you that focus, doesn't it, to be doing that specific task at that specific time without distraction. And I think for a lot of people, when they actually think going to it would be distraction and that you just chat, but I think it's really important that you find the people that are all coming with the intention to work as well. Like I know you and the others do. I've been to co-working sessions where um I've been experiencing like someone's hosted it and it's worked really well. They were so like so many boundaries they were set with how it was going to flow. And then I hosted one and someone came on and I think they were kind of expecting some coaching and mentoring. And I'm like, that's not what this space is for. So I was like, kind of, we did the pleasantries at the beginning and talking like, I was like, how are you? Because it's just like what you ask, isn't it? And obviously I want to know how she is. Of course I do. But then she went into like, this is what I'm struggling with in a business. And I'm like, right, okay. So I kind of give her a little something on what she could do. And I'm like, are you going to do that now in the session? Like referring to like, this is a co-working session. So I think as long as you stick with the boundaries, it can work. And we've got to be, I guess, self-led with that, haven't we, when we're doing it? But it definitely can be so useful. What would be your top tips around implementing co-working as part of, I guess, your business, the running of your business, and maybe even preparing for co-working, or is there anything people need to know? Have you found any best practices or any tips at all around how we can use co-working within our business?
Oh, wow, I didn't prepare for this, that's for sure. I think when you're going into a co-working session, definitely go in with a mindset of that you're determined to work on something or something that you definitely need to get done. My top tip for running a co-working session is definitely set boundaries. So like mine is like, I'll give us like 5 to 10 minutes of a little bit of chat. My max will be 10 minutes. That also gives chance for anybody that's running a bit late that said they're going to be coming to turn up. And I always make sure that in that time I ask what everybody is intending to do that session so that they're all focused. And I say, turn your mics off, please, during this time. And you can either have your video still going or you can turn it off, it's up to you. And I give them a time that we're going to come back at. And then we go off and we do our work. And then when we come back, I always give them the option of sharing if they want to, of if they've managed to do anything. And then that gives us a chance if anyone's like kind of stuck on anything. Last week there was someone was wanted a bit of help with something they were naming and asked if they could discuss it, and I was like, yeah, go ahead. Our co-working session ended up lasting another 35 minutes as we were helping her to discuss what they were going to name, and that was fine. Everyone was fine with that because we were having a really good discussion trying to help her out and everything like that, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant that we could all sit there and try and help her to get a name of where she's going to take her business forward, and it was brilliant.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that. Just like trying to help out, but yeah, I definitely yeah, that would be like tips that I would give. Just like set those little boundaries and be willing to work, but willing to help, stay and help if you can. You know, help out on anyone's like problems and issues. Yeah.
I bet you make good connections as well. Like, I've never done it like regularly, um, so I've not really had the chance to kind of use it as a networking or business opportunity as well, like for growth. but I bet you build some good relationships as well just by saying hi and connecting at the beginning and saying what you're going to be working on. I can imagine that you connect
Yeah.
really well with the other business owners.
Oh yeah, I've definitely made good connections. I'd always say like if you start one up, don't be like afraid that if in your first one it's only you and one other person. I mean, that's what started off with me. I started with like one person. And don't be
Yeah.
deflated at that, you know, just like, I mean, it took me a couple of weeks to like build it up, but don't be deflated by it. Just like keep it going. Even if it's only you and that one person, you're still co-working, you're still working together, you know, and you know, the word of mouth is spread and then other people will come and join. But yeah, don't be deflated if it's only one person, you're still co-working and you can still get the work done that you require to get done.
That's so true. And I love when you share pictures like afterwards, like I feel like half my clients are in your in
Yeah,
your
you know,
co-working, which is
yeah,
really nice. They're literally in mini mastermind. It's my mini masterminders that have all joined you, which you're not in, which is kind of funny. But I just see these pictures of you all on Zoom together. But I love it because I know you're all taking action, which moves your business forward, which is what the power of co-working does, doesn't it? And do you feel, because I know I do, that at the end of the session, when everybody gets to say what they've achieved, it's like a dopamine hit, and do you feel that like
oh
sense of
yeah.
achievement?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I love it. But I also think, yeah, definitely, like if you do a co-working session, like get some pictures up there and share a bit of the behind the scenes of what you all do, because I think that's brilliant. Like I always think that should be shared. Like, you know, let your community know, like, yeah, you know, I'm not doing it's not just all about the getting the sales or anything like that. It's also about like showing what you're doing behind the scenes and
yeah.
just letting them know. I think that's brilliant. I mean, you know from yourself, just like looking at my page, I am always showing behind the scenes to the people that follow me. Like, look, I'm doing this today. I'm
You do
always
though,
doing
don't you? And it
it.
has an impact. Like you've asked me on a few sessions, like, can we take a picture, Danny, so I can share it and what I've done today? And people think, why would you want to share that all the time? But it does show what you do to work on your business because and people like being nosy, it creates relatability, it creates connections. I've literally just this morning mapped out the same thing, like on my journey, like what my next steps are. I was stuck for like what to share around the book coming out, and I'm working with a book coach, and she was like, just literally tell them what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, but what? Like, and I forgot, like, it's literally telling them what I'm doing. And I don't usually struggle with content, I think, because it's so fresh, new, and exciting. So, like, coming up over the next, I can't remember when this podcast is going out, but by the time this is going out, actually, you probably will have seen like the cover reveal of my book, the name of my book. There will be competitions around it, and I'll be sharing like behind the scenes, like when it's come back from the. So, like at the moment of recording this podcast, the cover design was finalised last week. We've got a roller banner on order, and the title's been finalised, and it goes to the editor on in a few days. And I've literally just finished the book, so all of that I will share in little announcements over time, and then I'll reveal the cover. So like my book cover has different parts to it, so I'll reveal different parts and get people thinking, what is going on here? And that'll it gets to be fun as well, doesn't it, showing behind the scenes, because you don't just show, like, I mean, you can have fun like that and play games, but it shows what actually goes on in your business, like what it takes to be a writer in your case and to run a
Yeah,
business where you are always writing, because like you say, you write for a blog, you write for a magazine, and then you have your books as well. So you're
yeah,
continuously always writing, but then there might be stuff behind the scenes as well that you take part in for your business, such as podcasts and things like that.
yeah.
Is there any final thoughts that you want to share for the listeners around co-working, or anything you have coming up that you want to share with people as well?
I have coming up. Yeah, I'd always say definitely getting, especially if you work from home like we do. Give definitely if you know anyone that does co-working sessions, jump on them, give them a go because they are brilliant. It's a great way of networking, um, and to getting to know other people, and it's also a great way to stop that procrastination,
Yeah.
and get on the working. So yeah, jump on co-working sessions. They are fantastic. I highly recommend them, not just because I run one. Um, so so yeah, I definitely give a me what have I got coming up. Um, I've got your thing coming up. the book launch for
Book
you.
launch.
That's what I've got coming up.
Yeah.
Stepping out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
So Leah is going to be speaking at the event. The speaking slot's not finalised yet, but when it is, watch out on social media because that will be part of one of the announcements as well, sharing what she's going to be talking about. It's definitely watch the space and go follow her as well to see that journey. And do you want to share as well, when do your co-working sessions take part? If people want to come and join them, what times are they?
Yeah, you can find them on my page, which is Leah Palmer, author. And it's the writing hour co-working sessions on Thursdays at 10 a.m. So just put me a message on my yeah, just come join my page and put me a message and I'll let you join.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And I know I've asked you this question before. I don't know if you've don't know if you've got another tip for us, putting you on the spot again. But do you have a tip around what's the best way to be organized within your business?
Best
I
way to
can't
be
remember what you said.
organized.
I can't remember what you said last time. Did you just tell them to come to me?
Not gonna
I
lie,
think you
to be
did.
fair. My best way of being organized is literally writing having everything planned out and written in your diary, but not just in your diary, on your Google Calendar and on a house calendar if you have one. So then you
Yeah,
literally know where everything is. So then you know when your free time is, you know when you can fit anything in if you need to, but you know what's coming up as well. So it's absolutely everywhere. I just write it everywhere.
I think you're the only person that said that actually. I've done this like I don't do oh, I do it kind of. So not in terms of the day-to-day task that goes on my Google Calendar, but in terms of like me going off to events, my husband can't keep up with me. So I put it on the house calendar on the fridge. It's like a magnetic one on the fridge. So because we're in summer right now, at the time of recording this, we've got loads of like family activities with the kids. We've got our wedding anniversary. I'm going away for a weekend. Then we've got a holiday. So they don't know whether they're coming and going, Dan and kids. So I've put it all on the house calendar, like you say, so everybody knows what's happening when and at what time. And then we throw in like the odd dentist appointment, hospital appointment, and things like that because there's just so much going on. So it definitely pays to have a house calendar that you can physically see really big. I think the point is it's got to be really big for us. It definitely works, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, it does. It helps me as well because, like as you said, like doctor's appointments,
Yeah,
and hospital appointments and all that. But if I don't write it on the house calendar because I'm like mostly on the phone when I'm talking to people and they're trying to arrange things for me, it's not written on that house calendar. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm free then. Let's do it. Let's arrange to go then. And I could end up double or triple booking myself. You know what I mean? So it
yeah,
has to be written on that house calendar for me so that I know when I'm available to meet up with other people. So yeah, that's why it's written in
yeah.
three places.
I love that. I do love that. Thank you so much for joining me today. And
You're
watch out
welcome.
on my social media where you'll see more of Leah as I share her books and I share what she's working on. I'll share her writing hours and the co-working and obviously more insight into her business and what she does as we get nearer to them. You've probably seen it all now by the time of listening to this podcast, but as we get nearer to the launch of my book. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.